recover my breath because I've just arrived and I thought that I would be the second, but I would like to hear the first speaker, but okay, I will listen to him or her right immediately. Okay, so my name is Elizabeth Silva, and this is a work in co-authorship with Claudia Martins, my colleague, also at the School of Bragança School of Education, and our title is Innovation and Creativity and Uncanny Times, Teaching Strategies in Language Teaching. Okay, so with this work we intended to analyze the impact of the pandemic on the teaching setting and the need for new teaching inputs. And of course, acknowledge the importance of the 21st century skills and digital skills in the wake of a digital learning context, and highlight the importance of innovative methodologies and strategies. And of course, so all these reflections led us to carry out a work or a project-based learning approach work. And so we're going to present it and reflect on the results obtained. Of course, it goes without saying that the pandemic challenged the world in every aspect. Education was also directly affected by its immediate consequences. It was a daunting and challenging period, and I believe it still is so, because we're still have to follow strict measures of containment and constriction. As teachers, students, education stakeholders, and everyone involved in this system were caught by surprise and had to prepare overnight ways of staying connected with the students and, of course, with the world. The upsurge of technology-based learning and the unsurmountable potential of the World Wide Web introduced a new paradigm in learning and teaching, at least in the beginning of the 21st century. I would say late of the 20th century and beginning of the 21st century. Therefore, that is why I have a question here. So we need to question whether the pandemic introduced a new paradigm to education. We believe so, because it shattered conventional ways of teaching, as it forced the teachers to find effective ways of teaching, even if that only meant using the Zoom platform or Team platform or even this one, just to give some examples, of course. Both teachers and students improved or were forced to improve their digital literacy, and that was certainly a positive aspect. Even now, after almost 2 years after the pandemic invaded our lives, we are still using online tools to reach the students, and the online context became a really good feasible alternative. So one of our main concerns was to keep students engaged in language learning, fighting against demotivation when confronted with these uncanny times, whilst they also developed 21st century skills such as critical thinking, creativity, communication, and of course, collaboration. According to Greenstein, students will need to think critically and creatively to communicate and collaborate effectively and to work globally to be productive, accountable citizens and leaders of their world, unquote. That is why, as teachers of English as a foreign language or as a second language, we also felt the need to change or to adapt them at least, our teaching methodologies and strategies under the unavoidable sway of the online context. And of course, digital skills are also paramount to boost people's potential as confident and active citizens, as we can read on the U Science Hub. More innovative methodologies and strategies need to be enforced so that one can adapt to the new digital learning context, but at the same time without losing sight of the need to enhance digital literacy. Therefore, we decided to follow a project-based learning approach where the student is at the center of learning. developing competences that will assist him or her on a competitive labor world, such as collaboration, so they need also to improve these competence, or critical reflection or inquiry, as you can read here. So we should hear the student voice, and of course he should also be choosing a project that probably he's more fond of. So he should have the freedom to choose a topic that meets his likes or needs, even though sometimes we guide them and give them specific topics for the projects, but then they can, of course, choose their ways, of course. So within this new context and aiming at developing 21st century as well as digital skills and literacy, as I've already said it, we decided to follow a project-based approach. So here I'm going to tell you a bit about our teaching experience. So in March 2020, so that right at the beginning of the pandemic, so we were forced to go online, so to work from home, right? And so we were teaching third-year students of the bachelor's degree in languages for international relations, and also in foreign languages, English and Spanish. So we're dealing with a C2 level, C1, C2 level. And so we were in a really new situation, and they had to put forward somehow innovative assignments. And that's why we decided to go for these option. So we wanted students to develop their thinking skills, their critical thinking, which is one of our main aims, and it's so difficult to get. And creativity, and of course, try to solve some problems. And also to explore technological tools available online, improving thus students' digital competencies. Sorry, there's one word missing here. And how? So through a project-based learning, through these methods. And the projects, so we conceived some projects, and of course, we have the coronavirus or diary, and also which we titled Furlough or Quarantine Vlog, and somehow these two were very similar, but they could be presented in different formats. I will focus a bit more on the first and also on the second. The video CV, because we lack time, so I'm not going to present any example of a video CV, but the results were also very good. And the multimodal essay. So these were some of the projects that we developed in class with our students. And of course, they took some weeks to develop, of course. So they were presented at the beginning of the semester. And they have the whole semester basically to develop these projects. And just to give you some hints about the instructions that were given to students, this idea was based on a piece of news that I read on Time magazine. So this activity was based on an idea put forward by Catherine Landek on Time magazine. And Landek emphasized the importance of keeping coronavirus journals to preserve the stories that are so often lost to the past. In a way, and I'm quoting her, a way to already start studying COVID-19. Interesting times for doctors and historians. I would add other characters, to these quotes. I would add, this is an interesting time for everyone, not only for doctors and historians, but also for teachers, also for everyone involved in the world of work. And so because this affected everyone. So as a project work to be developed throughout the semester, the purpose of this activity was to challenge students to keep their own coronavirus journal, or also this could also be a vlog. And you have the instructions here. So I can read them because I still have time. So after reading the quote on the previous slide, so the quote that I've just read, I believe you become aware of the relevance of the message conveyed by the author. So these are uncanny and challenging times. Once we are forced to deal with an invisible virus that is controlling one's lives in every aspect. As such, I defy you to accept the challenge of keeping your own coronavirus journal or vlog if you are not that fond of writing or find it less amusing. As we know, we have some learners are more visual than others, or auditory. Some really hate thing. So I gave them these, several paths that they could choose. Write a few paragraphs every week or every 2 weeks, reporting on your week. So how it was at school, if some uneventful thing came out related to COVID-19, what the media report, science, advancements regarding a vaccine, you name it. So I was just, guiding them as a teacher should be doing, right? So we should be just conductors. You could simply put forth your feelings about the pandemic and the impact it has on the world more generally and on your country and community more specifically. So I gave these instructions to my students in early October 2020, okay? So, and the journal had to be handed in on the 15th of January 2021, so by the end of the semester. And here you can find some examples of my students' works. And you can see here most of my corrections. Of course, I always give them feedback. And so project work, and some of them decided to give them specific titles. Some of them just wrote project work in journal of a pandemic, but other gave more original titles. And as you can read here, I don't know if you can see, so the dates were also written down, okay? It didn't need to be every day, but at the end of each week, they had to write down something, report back something about their week. So that's why you have here from 1st of October to 14th of October. And then you have specific dates. And it's really interesting because they speak about their own personal experiences, their own opinion about the pandemic, their own feelings. And so they are reflecting on the situation as a person and also as a student. So is this real life or is it just fantasy? So they couldn't believe it. So it's something really new. And it was really interesting to read their journals. And of course, another example is the vlog. So this was also, as you can see here, May the 10th, 2020. So this was also, this was the first one that the students managed to accomplish, because we decided to defy their skills, their digital skills. And they really surprised us, because this is a good example. I will show in the end 2 examples of these vlogs. So this could also be, it is a sort of a journal, but in a video format. And the title is Self-Quarantine. So, and the digital skills are just amazing, because students excelled in their work. And of course, multimodal essay. So this one was applied by my colleague Claudia Martins. And so multimodal essays, they may refer to the creation of texts that are digital in their nature. According to Roland, digital stories, and I quote, are multimedia movies that combine photographs, video, animation, sound, music, text, and often a narrative voice. They can either be used as an artistic approach or as a means to show one's view on a specific topic. So the fact that these final products, usually on a video format, can be easily uploaded onto the World Wide Web makes them a particularly useful tool with potential multiple uses. And you're going to watch an example of that. So So this is, you have here 2 examples, but the ones that you're going to watch now, and I think we still have time, it's only 2 minutes. It's about the self-quarantine vlog, and the second one here, marriage and adoption of homosexual couples. And just to let you know about the topics that we normally focus on during the semester. So normally we focus, because they're international relations students, on human rights, beauty stereotypes, human rights, and this is just the umbrella topic because it covers many other themes such as genocide, gender issues, feminism, so on and so forth. So we want them to be critical, so that's why we challenge them with these topics. So Matteo, would you mind showing them the video, please? It's only a 2-minute video.
I can say that quarantine is helping me changing my routine. I'm a heavy sleeper and I can sleep during the whole day. So what I'm trying to do is getting up early so I can take my breakfast outside and help my grandmother with the chores here in the house. One of the best things being here with my grandparents is that I've been learning a lot of recipes from my grandmother. She cooks really well and her dishes are really easy to do. On this day, this footage right here was a really special day for all of us, especially for my grandmother. It was her birthday, and she was really happy that day because her brother, my uncle, visited us and we went on a really long walk. The day was perfect and she was really happy to see all of them.
Hi, the video that we are about to present is a conversation between 2 women who are discussing a very controversial and sensitive topic, marriage and adoption of homosexual couples. The 2 characters will share their opinions and mindsets on a new referendum held in the UK, which allows gay couples to adopt and to get married.
Hi, Lisa. How are you doing?
Hi, Bruna. I'm good. How are you?
What you looking at?
I'm looking for news about the new referendum held in the UK about marriage and adoption of homosexual couples.
Oh yeah, I heard some coworkers talk about this. I don't really have a mindset on the topic because I came from a conservative family and we don't really talk about this type of things.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear about that. Me, I feel like I live a completely different reality because my family, on the other hand, is very open-minded and always kept me very informed of all these sort of things.
Really? Then what is your opinion on this matter?
Okay, thank you. So you have, okay, thank you, Matteo. Can I continue sharing? Just 1 slide left. I don't know if I can.
Sure. You have 2 more minutes.
I know. I just the concluding remarks, but I need to continue moving on. Okay, thank you very much. So just so I know that I have 2 more minutes, but I think they're enough. So as you can see, students shared their own personal environments, right? So their homes, their relatives, and so with these project work, we wanted, of course, to tackle the problem of demotivation in pandemic times, and students were demotivated. And of course, with these assignments, I feel that they were able to share their own feelings and emotions and reflected on the whole situation. So, and of course, they developed students' creativity, digital skills, and multimodal literacy, as you can see from the examples. And they used innovative and creative methodologies, right? So as we managed to give them the right tools or ideas, so they were able to seize them and produce very interesting works. And of course, so we're also dealing with effective, so it was effective learning for students, but also effective as they shared their own personal experiences. And of course, in this way, we could assess students in a more authentic and holistic way. So I think we were rather successful. So thank you very much for your attention.
Thank you very much, Elizabeth. It was